Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Halloween was over this week, which means you missed Christmas shopping. They are already putting up Easter decorations because we can no longer celebrate Thanksgiving due to the genocidal nature of that whole pilgrim / Indian / Native American / Indigenous people. Sorry. We are now on Christmas 24/7 until the fat man drops down the chimney. Chimney. Chimbley? Chimchimchery.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chimchery.
God, people wonder why I failed spelling. Thank you, Disney. I want to remind you where we all were a year ago. The election had happened and Joe Biden was the winner. But the fat orange traitor said it was stolen, that the election was a fake and a fraud. That's right. The guy that combed his hair over from his ass, dyed his skin orange, and said he was a billionaire even though he went bankrupt 6 times and had to pay $25 million for a fake college where he scammed students. That guy was claiming someone else was committing fraud. 1 year ago, none of us were thinking about Christmas. We were thinking about martial law and the ending of democracy and what the hell happened to Rudy Giuliani. Did he really give a press conference next to a dildo shop? We were 63 days from an attempted takeover of America by fat, stupid, gullible, inbred Nazi crackers who can't face the fact that a crazy, illiterate, inept, bankrupt pedophile somehow didn't win a presidential election. After screwing up pandemic response, letting 500,000 die, and giving military bases to the Russians, how is it possible that he lost the election? After 68 court cases and 14 recounts, he still lost. No one has ever lost the same thing as many times as Trump. But now a year later, we have 70% vaccinated, stock market at a record, 6.5% growth, 4 million jobs added. In fact, things are growing so fast, we can't get enough stuff to stores fast enough. We have a little inflation. Yeah, I have been hoarding toilet paper for a year, so I'm good. A year ago, we were locked in our homes, unless you lived in the States and the taint of the country. Then you were locked to a ventilator. A year ago, we were afraid to pick up our phones in the morning, to look at the news, because it was like defusing a bomb. A year ago, we didn't know why we screwed the Kurds and gave 2 military bases to Russia. A year ago, we had no idea how many people who claimed they love America really hated America. So this Christmas, I want you to get the family together, break bread, open presents, and thank the universe that we have a decent man in charge. A guy that doesn't want to date his daughter, who loves his wife. And guess what? Whose wife loves him. It's going to take a minute to dig out of the hole that obese orange dug for this country, but President Pop is getting it done. I wish us all a prosperous and safe New Year. And on this Halloween, that is my Christmas message. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Gotta go shopping. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and
What's up, people?
the Highlander's not here. It's just me and Ray. This is a duo today.
Is that chair
It's
empty?
a duo. That chair is empty. The Armageddon Update, because you weren't here when we taped it, was about. Oh yes, you were here. For the rare time you were here when we taped it.
I was standing in for Highlander.
Right.
Behind the camera.
What was it about again?
I don't remember.
Christmas, Halloween.
Your Christmas wish this Halloween.
Right.
Yes. I'm not exactly sure what it was about. I thought I knew, and then you were talking about Trump all of a sudden. I was very confused about that. But here's what I took from it, is that it's interesting to look back on
a year
this
ago.
day,
That's right.
which was election day last year, and
Right.
thinking about how far we've come or how far we haven't come, or the difference in what life is like.
Can we go over that a little bit? Because honestly, I am depressed today.
No.
Well, depressed today because Virginia voted in, after all the 4 years of destruction and brutal destruction and the decades of every time a Republican is in office, the economy tanks. The economy growth under Democrats is always better, always, by a couple percentage points, all the way back to Eisenhower.
Okay.
So then we had the destruction of 450,000 died under Trump because he fucked the pandemic response up, and we have the economy. We lost 12 million jobs. We finally got a bunch of those back when Biden took over. All this stuff went crazy, wrong, right? Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
That was not wrong. That was so right. That was amazing.
So we've got all this stuff going on, and they still voted a Republican in. Now I'm guessing that Youngkin, they're gonna say, well, Youngkin's not Trump. But he does say he is Trumpy. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's I don't get it. I don't get why after all the shit that went wrong. Here's what I thought was going to happen. After the 4 years of nightmare, and Biden getting us out of Afghanistan, getting us out of, getting us, everybody's vaccinated. Today, the kids got approved for vaccination. You can vaccinate kids now. And I heard something interesting kind of before I have the sidebar, which I always do. I live in a sidebar, don't I?
Yeah,
I am ADHD.
I'm with you, ping pong. Let's go.
What happened was that they interviewed these little kids about why they got the shot. And when the girl goes, well, I need to do my part for everybody else too. And I was like, wow, you made every adult look like a bratty asshole. Good job, kid.
Well, or when she was crying, her mother was like, get your ass in there, get the shot, and do your part for everybody else. And so she just knows that's what it is.
Yeah, but that's what it is, though. I mean, it's like from the mouths of babes. And then you got these grown ass adults going, my freedom. I'm boosted, by the way. That's how
in many ways.
That's
I.
So why would you vote after all that's gone wrong? And you've seen it go wrong. You've seen them tax cuts for the rich. I can go down the list. Killing healthcare, killing voting rights. They actually voted down the John Lewis voting rights bill again today. They didn't even vote for it.
You keep poking me. Why are you poking me?
I'm feeling pokey today.
You are pokey. Prickly.
They've basically said that they are going to. They're not going to even let it come up for a vote. They won't let the John Lewis voting. They filibustered it. The Voting Rights Act. John Lewis, a guy they all liked. Why would you vote Republican? They don't want you to have clean air, clean water. They don't want you to vote. They don't want you. They want to keep your tax money. They don't want them to spend your tax money on you. They don't want you clean air. They don't want clean water. They don't want your kids taught history. What the I don't.
So one thing that I've definitely learned when things don't make sense. I mean, although nothing really makes sense anymore, but
nothing makes sense anymore. Mike Shinoda, get that album.
It is a good album. I often hear that there are things crammed into bills that make the opposite side vote against it. Like there's hidden things in every bill.
Well, the John Lewis voting rights bill, the hidden things are this. States, it makes all states again have to pass a federal standard to get their voting rights passed. So you can't. So you actually, it takes out gerrymandering. You actually have to have real districts. You can't.
Well, we wouldn't like that. You can't if we were Republican.
Yeah, you can't do the district in the shape of a Donald Duck. You have to. There's all this stuff, and if you look at the Voting Rights Act, pull it up.
We have before. We went through it. Right. Remember, bit by bit. But one thing I'm remembering now as I'm looking at this, it would aim to restore Justice Department review of changes in election law in states with a history of discrimination. And so I have heard multiple times, because I have a lot of Republicans in my family, that it would be federal oversight of a state's governance. And they think
but that's the way they put it, but that's not the truth. We've had this. The problem is they let the voting rights law go down. We've had this. The Voting Rights Act has been around for a very long time. This is just re-upping it. When it went away, what happened was the states went, oh, now we can fuck with the voting rights laws. And they started to. Do you know states have now passed laws that they're a slate of electors? If they're not happy, I'm touching you again. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
You keep poking me.
Well, you're not looking at me.
I'm looking at the John Lewis Voting Act.
All right, I'll let it go.
So, because we have gone over this, but I'm just curious what is glaring. So the Voting Act is seeking to restore protections for voting rights that Democrats contend have eroded since the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and then were further scaled back by the Supreme Court in 2013, because in 2013, the Supreme Court ruled that states no longer had to comply with Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, which required states and municipalities with a history of discriminatory voting laws to obtain federal pre-clearance before enacting changes to voting laws or practice.
They actually said, one of the justices said something to the effect of racism is kind of over now. We don't need this protection anymore. All states are good and are going to be fine.
I don't. What?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Yeah. No, that was one of the justices said.
Racism is like
Gone.
very
Zero.
2020,
It's out.
2021. It is the new black. It is.
Wow. Ironically, racism is the new black.
Yeah, it really is. It's
new black, same as the old black.
And pretend that it doesn't exist, which has always been a popular take on it.
I'm not racist. I don't see color.
Yeah. Okay. That's clearly not the truth.
Right. But that's what one of the justices said.
Why are you prickly today? Let's talk about that. What's going on?
So Youngkin won, although the guy
that bothered you this much?
Well, here's what bothered me. And then I watched the Democrats. Then I watched Manchin huddling with Mitch McConnell yesterday. There's a picture of him like this. He's like this.
That's fine.
They're
Don't we
huddling.
want that? We want them all to cross the aisle, work together?
If it was a guy that was working as a Democrat, but he's not. He's working as a Republican.
I know, but I find that you have standards as long as they are doing it the way you want.
Well,
You have to go both sides. You have to have,
okay, so
a
Joe
desire to have them cross the aisle and work together, and there can't be an exception.
I do, but but he has to work for both sides, and he's not working for both sides. So here's what's going on. Manchin does not want to spend our tax money on us. He's saying that child care, which is supposed to be in there to give people, tax credits and some money for child care. So by the way, so women can get out of the house and go work, or men can get out of the house and go work, and their children taken care of. There's money for
Thank you for that.
For family leave. So like, we're the only industrialized country on the fucking planet that actually has 0 weeks of paid family leave. So if you have a baby, which we need more population, right? If you have a baby, you don't get any time off. You get 0. This would make employers who've been making record profits have to say, all right, she gets 4 weeks paid leave.
Well, what he's repeatedly talking about is the deficit. But
it's paid
he's
for.
afraid, he's saying that it's going to spiral and send us into an inflation tailwind. And I also feel like Goldilocks, because someone has clearly been sitting in this chair and using this mic, because nothing fits. Everything feels weird.
John Wing is here last week.
John Wayne was
John
here?
Wing. John Wing.
Oh, okay.
John Wing.
John Wayne would have been pretty cool.
John Wick would have been better too.
Ooh, I would. Yeah, okay.
John Wing was great.
I don't. John Wick though. Dog died. Spoiler alert. Sorry if you didn't know that.
She can't watch the movie.
They all die. Why? I would like for Hollywood to make a movie with a dog where the dog lives. Maybe the person dies.
There's a writer I follow on Twitter, very good writer. I forget his name. He's written a bunch of movies, and he actually one day. Oh no, it was not Roger Ebert. Roper just said, "Hey guys, don't kill the dog. It's hack."
Thank you.
I agree with that now.
And it makes me cry.
It makes and we have little guy. By the way, here you go. Don't kill the dog. Right?
He doesn't want any part of you right now.
He's asleep. Yeah, I woke him up.
I have been, let me just say this. I have been gone, as is evident by the fact that this microphone is very short. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine.
I'm fixing it.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you.
John, by the way, is shorter than you. Everybody's shorter than you.
Shorter than I. I have been gone for a week and a half, and I haven't watched the news at all. I haven't updated myself. I haven't looked on my phone at news, and it has been awesome.
Right.
I was staying when I left with some very, very, very conservative people who are just as actively more fighting on the opposite side, and it was fine. Actually, my brother-in-law said something to me that I thought was interesting. He just looked at, it was him. Oh, and then another OAN and Fox News contributor I met, I told you about, his name is Malik. He came over and I carved pumpkins. And so I was surrounded by people that are actually, on conservative news. And Malik said that to me. He said, I don't know when people decided that we had to agree to be friends.
I believe you're right. I think that's true. That we can't even, it's funny, we can't even have a discussion now. Even you and I get amped up sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? So what did he finally say?
Well, he became a Republican around 2016. And I said, well, that's interesting because I became a Democrat because of Donald Trump. And I was encouraged because this is someone who is, you know, very much on that side. And he was saying, we just need Donald Trump to go away. I supported him. I wish he were still there, but he needs to go away. And he said some very, you know, if you actually listen to people instead of always having to like make your point and be right, I got to hear things that I found to be very encouraging from someone who is a talking head on right-wing news. Like he said, he goes, yeah, it went to 65 different judges. So everybody's wrong. Everybody's against him. The whole, you know, and he started going down like Secretary of State and the governor in all these states. And I was like, oh, right. You're not dumb. You get it. You know,
and I also think that people on let's say people on the far right, they've got to be tired of it too. They've got to be tired of the constant
exhausted.
barrage. Because as much as we would pick up the phone or the TV and turn the TV on and be like, "Oh no, what's he going to say?" They had to be going, "Oh no, what's he going to say?"
That's what he said. It was very stressful, especially being on the news. And he goes, and he did something while you were sitting there waiting to go on, and then they hit you with it as soon as you're on air, and you're like, "Oh God." I said, yeah, you're fatigued from those 4 years. He goes, yeah, I'm exhausted. And I just thought it was interesting. And I never would have gotten that opportunity if I hadn't just sat down and talked to him.
Yeah, I guess I was just discouraged about Youngkin winning. But if you look at Youngkin was ran a hedge fund, and he's actually successful. He's not fake successful. His dad didn't give him $400 million. He's actually successful. And maybe it's funny because I guess you can't. The stench of Donald Trump is going to be on Republicans, even good ones, for a long time, I think. And they know that he still has some power, so they're in a weird spot. If they want to get elected, they need his people to vote for them. And they're also like, yeah, no, you're good, dude. But it's like this.
Well, I felt like that's what Youngkin was doing. He was like sort of sideways saying, Donald Trump, thumbs up, and wouldn't come out and say, that's my guy. Like, I'm voting.
Come on up and
vote
stand
for me.
next to
It's
me.
voting for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like he was kind of sideways doing it because they do know that they can get his supporters if he'll endorse them,
So is it like, so Youngkin was like that guy that from the, hey man, I hear you're having a party. Can I come to the party? Oh, dude. Oh, it's only for immediate family, but I'm your cousin. Yeah, it's not immediate.
But my mom said I could only have 17 people, and I already had 17.
Dude, this close. Do me a favor though. Know that we love you, and you'll not have a beer next time when no one can see you at the party with me.
But to get ready for the party, because I want to look really good, I'm going to use Harry's razors. So,
hey, wow,
Hey, thank you.
Again, we've said it for years. Harry's razors, by far the best razor I've ever used. When we did the Halloween, my face had to be perfectly shaved, and because I used the Harry's razor, that makeup went on great. I've never put makeup on before, and it ended up awesome.
Yes, you have a gift for makeup artistry.
No, I'm just saying because I shaved my face so well, it was easy. Nothing got weird. Nothing went crazy. And thank you, YouTube, for saving me.
Go on Instagram if you guys haven't seen the Halloween makeup that he did on himself.
What about you? Stuff you did on yourself was crazy.
I had fun. That was the first time I've ever done that. But I didn't have to shave my face with Harry's. I did shave my legs, though.
Yeah.
Harry's also, we just tried their gel for the first time, their hair gel, and it's like, of course it's awesome. Yeah. Everything that they put out is awesome. High quality.
This is the paste.
That's the paste.
I don't even buy my old stuff that I used for 10, 15 years. Gone.
Have you used the hair gel?
I have a tube of it. Yes. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
I'll use it when I want to be super spiky. Nothing
better, I think, than right now that Halloween has happened. According to him, we are now in Christmas. And so one of the best gifts we've had on hand for people is, especially like when we do those gift exchange things, everybody fights over the Harry's box. Yep. So you can get that entire shave set there's never been a better time to try it. It's holiday time. Go to harrys.com/bombshell to get their entire starter set for just $3.
And I say this every year. They're $13. Get the box. No, how much is it now?
It's $3.
It's $3. $3. Sorry, yeah, you said that. But I mean, even if you just buy it online, it's $13, and it's this gift set, and you can have 3 or 4, wrap them. You don't really need to wrap them because it comes such a nice box. But if you do, there's always that relative that we just talked about that showed up. Hey guys, I didn't have anywhere to go. I thought I'd stop by. What are you guys doing? That just drops by on Christmas, or friends, and you go, oh, we got you guys this. Boom.
It's 100% satisfaction guaranteed, so you've got nothing to lose, because if you don't like it, they'll take it back. They just know that you're going to like it. So go to harrys.com/bombshell right now to get this special offer. That's harrys.com/bombshell, BOMBSHELL. Yeah, it's like and you don't need to wrap it. Just use really like badass ribbon on it, because the box is so cool.
It's beautiful. You open it's good.
It comes with everything. We've said this ad nauseum, but you get the shave handle, you get the travel blade cover, you get the foaming shave gel with aloe, you get the 5-blade razor cartridge. I mean, it's an awesome gift.
Can we actually talk about, I mean, it's sacrilege what we've done this week, and it's showing up at the house today. I think we need to have a discussion about it.
I don't think I'm ready to discuss it.
We need to discuss it. I think it's better to get it out, rip the Band-Aid off, rip it, and just fix it. People, for the first time.
I don't even like you saying it out loud. It sounds so horrible.
We have purchased.
Mom would kill me.
A fake Christmas tree.
Don't say fake.
It's still a Christmas tree.
Lifelike, though.
It's the nice lifelike one. It's really nice.
So for my mom, if you're listening right now in heaven, I just want you to know that I only made this agreement based on 2 things. The first one was he said I could put it up now, and that's never happened before. And
I said you could put up 4th of July if you wanted to.
I knew, well, you wouldn't let me, but I knew that a real one would die by then. Plus, the lots aren't open here yet. And then second of all, you said that I could still get our second little tree from the tree farm. We could go we always go get peppermint mochas from Starbucks, go to the tree farm, pick our tree.
And we get like a 4-footer, 5-footer.
No, it's not 5. Yeah, we do a little one for the kitchen. And so the house will still smell like it. We still get the tree farm experience with grandma when she's here. But you get the benefit for you. Well, for me, because I end up cleaning it up. You don't have to haul it in and out, the real one.
We don't have
and I don't have to sweep it up.
But it's not even that. It's not that's one day of hassle. What the one thing for me, because it's green to actually get something that's going to last for 10 years. We're not cutting down trees.
I looked that up, actually. There's some argument about that, depending on which kind of tree you get.
Right.
Depending on what they use to make it, your carbon footprint could be larger than, so think plastics, right?
Oh, right. Well, even if you spread that plastic tree over 10 years?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm not sure about. And we didn't go ghetto. We went to Balsam Hill. We got a real one. We've leveraged some property to get it.
We have a Christmas tree we have to pay off.
But
34 easy payments.
You guys, it's coming today, and we just ordered it Sunday night, I think. It was right when I got back from my sister's.
But here's the other problem. So we would buy a Christmas tree so early, usually right after Halloween it would go up. Or
no, Thanksgiving.
Well, sometimes before Thanksgiving it would be up. No?
Whenever grandma's here every year. Okay. We go that weekend.
So the problem was, because it's LA and whatever, we would put it up and we would have the big water thing, and I have a thing that goes down into it that you fill. And no matter how much we watered it, by the time December 15th came around, it was a fire hazard. If you breathed on it hard after drinking a glass of scotch, it would ignite.
I've tried everything too. I've tried talking to it. I've tried misting it. I've got the stuff from Amazon that you put in the water bucket thing to make it. It doesn't. Sugar. None of it works.
So we would have a dead tree by December 10th or 15th.
And we have been known to turn to each other after a drink and say, you want to go get another one? And so we take everything off of that one, go down the hill.
We undecorate the whole thing.
Go get another one, bring it back up, redecorate. It was a lot.
And we would do that. We did that the last almost I think 4 out of the last 5 years, didn't we? We got a couple of trees. And then we always have another tree in the other room, which sometimes that would be dead too.
Yeah, that always.
And then
is.
there's always that weird criminal aspect that I have to figure out how to get rid of it. So I'll get a saw and I got to chop it up in little pieces and I start hiding it in dumpsters behind Costco's.
Yeah.
So it was, I think that
I'm trying it. I'm just going to put my toe in the artificial tree waters.
And what did I tell you to? I said, if you'd hate this, we will get a live tree.
I did read reviews where people said you have to put on gloves and it takes like 2 to 3 hours of fluffing, which sounds like a lot.
Sounds good to me.
No, not that kind of fluffing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tree fluffing.
Still
Christmas
like
fluffing.
All right, still like the way that sounds.
No.
I'm wearing a hat with a ball on it.
No.
What are you doing? Christmas fluffing.
Fluffing my tinsel and 2 balls. Tinsel and ball.
Tinsel and... So Grandma's coming in for Thanksgiving, right?
You guys, Grandma, she just got over COVID, and the week after she had shoulder surgery because she had a torn rotator cuff, and now she's over that. I mean, the only thing she's not over is she was on painkillers, and I talked to her 4 or 5 times, and she has zero memory of any of them, and she told my sister that I hadn't called her at all. But then yesterday she told me that my sister hadn't called her at all. So I think that there's painkillers involved, and I said that to her.
Stop the opioids, Grandma.
And then she said that she wasn't taking very many, and I'm like, okay. I talked to her, and she told me that my cousin went to see the Eagles as well, because I told her I went. So I texted Chris, my cousin, and he was like, yeah, no, we went and saw Harry Styles. I took the kids to see Harry Styles.
Totally different.
Totally
different show.
So he said, yeah, Grandma's just high. So,
but you know what? She's an X-Men. She is an X-Men. She doesn't matter.
Insane.
She falls, she's fine. She gives a shoulder, she's fine. She has major surgery, fine.
Physical therapy
COVID,
starts this week.
fine.
Well, she had major surgery in March when I was there too. Major surgery, and now here's another major one. But she's
still motoring.
Let's motor.
Let's motor.
So she starts physical therapy this week, and she says that she's going to do 4 weeks of that before she comes to see us, so she'll be ready.
Right.
So she's coming Thanksgiving week.
Well, she's pitching the first game of the series, so she's got to get that arm back in shape.
She is going to be here for a week. You are going that weekend to Cleveland.
I have to go to Cleveland. Hilarities. I don't have to. I like go work in Nick's club. And the new show is killing.
You're going to do Friday, Saturday.
Can we
there?
talk about what happened last? So we had Halloween, which is great. You talked about the makeup stuff we did, but I did the night before. Was the night before?
Oh yeah, this was cool. I wasn't here. You did Flappers on the Thursday.
So I did Flappers in Burbank, and a guy who's people. I'm going to talk about Leno for a second because everybody gave him crap. Comics gave him crap about the Tonight Show. He just gets up and does these jokes. Man. Jay Leno, for when I started comedy, was the #1 guy. He in the clubs blew the roof off every night. Dark jokes, fun, just hilarious. And so I'm doing Flappers and I'm headlining, and they say, well, Jay wants to do a guest set because the Comedy Magic Club shut down. And I'm like, I had this weird yay, and oh God.
Did you find out, is it for his new show, or is it just because he wants to stay on stage like he always has?
Jay loves comedy. Loves comedy. And so he got up and he did funny bits about Amazon. He compared, you remember the Sis catalog? Wasn't that Amazon? That used to be Amazon, right? And just like Amazon, you would pick what you wanted, you order it, and 4 to 6 weeks later, it would show up at your door. And Amazon, he was talking about how fast, it was just great. It was great bits. It was very classic Jay. But it's Jay Leno, and I was like, well, wow, I have to go up after him.
Yeah.
And then Bill Dwyer came in. Bill Dwyer,
very
funny cat. A guy. We were the same manager for a long time. We've been friends for a long time. We actually pitched a show idea to Sony. Anyway, great guy. He destroyed. Who was that? Who's the girl? Carrie. She was awesome too. It was one of those magical nights of Flappers that and Flappers has finally become this club that has so much comedy in the walls that it just has a good vibe. And then I slayed. It was the best of shows ever done. And I got to follow Leno. So I want to say I followed Leno. It was great. I have a couple Leno stories. I told one of them.
I've always heard Leno stories and Leno comedy advice from you since I met you, because he made that much of an impression on you before.
Yeah, I got it to Kevin Rooney. So a lot of guys would tell me about,
While you were doing that show, I was vomiting my arse off in Washington, D.C., and that was fun. I'm sure it was as fun as what you
Partying
did.
with your sister, just partying with your sister, drinking like crazy,
I
going
wish.
out, just dancing all night, drinking.
Yeah, we went to Cracker Barrel that night. And yeah, so Cracker Barrel does now have Sutter Home, but my sister says you have to say Sutter Home because it sounds more fancy. And they have mimosas, which is what our server was calling them. Mimosas. And so
Wow.
I had a mimosa.
At least they're authentic. At least the Cracker Barrel's authentic.
We were doing the like the Christmas time together because we were not together. And so we went to look at snow globes at Cracker, and we ended up eating there. But anyway, that night I had one of my fun times, and I was vomiting while you were having the time of your life.
Wasn't time of life. I'm scared of mine because Leno got so Leno for this. So I get there and I'm like, when's Leno coming in? And then the guy that works there, Josh, who we've known for many years, goes, let me text him. And he goes, oh, Jay's still at home. I'm like, what? He's not coming or not? I told people that Jay was going to be here. So, and then he goes, literally 30 seconds later.
He forgot? Like a
he goes,
day?
oh, Jay just texted me back. He's already in his car. He'll be here in 35 minutes. Now, we were 5 minutes from showtime.
Yeah.
So we held 15.
Yeah.
They got Bill Dwyer in. I'm panicking because I know now I'm not going on stage for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, way to prolong my misery.
Yeah. So I'm on. So, and Jay gets there and I walk in. I think, oh, well, guys, screw it. Jay's not here. And I walk in and Jay's standing there and I go, dude, how did you make it? And he goes, Alfa Romeo 4C. He brought up a car that he hauled ass. He hauled ass across Los Angeles and made it there. But he was great, man. He was great. I had a great time.
Speaking of eating at Cracker Barrel, we all need to know what we're putting in our bodies and why. This episode also brought to you by Ritual. Ritual vitamins and protein
now
powder.
Sit on my.
You have eaten almost all of that Ritual protein.
It's good. It's vegan, and I love it. And the vitamins sit on the counter in the bathroom. I moved them from the counter because I would forget them, and I was getting behind. So now they sit on.
I did that too.
On the bathroom counter.
You can pause if you get behind, but I actually took one bottle because I was a little behind, put it in my suitcase, and leave the other one in the kitchen. And now it's all come together.
That's a good idea.
Everything is working finally.
I'm taking it to Portland this week. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So multivitamins, like it just fills in the gaps in your diet. And the great thing about Ritual that I really love is that there's no extra shite. And they have D3 in them, which we all really need, and often many of us are deficient in. I've talked about this with the cancer studies that they've done.
I also don't get chemical burps. I take in my old vitamins. I would take them. I would burp and be like, "Oh, that's a vitamin in my eyes."
Just finish that sentence right there.
Deficient.
They don't have sugars, GMOs,
Nope.
major allergens, synthetic fillers, artificial colorants. You're not going to have the crazy pee that he's talking about. They have great protein powder, really great protein powder.
Well, it also, the old vitamins, you didn't need to turn the light on in the bathroom after you pee.
Oh, it's so weird. I wonder why now this doesn't do that.
No.
I don't know why.
Whatever they're putting in it, yeah. And that's why I like it.
I think it's what they're not putting in it.
Yeah, it's clean. Just clean. It's real clean.
So, and it's delayed release capsules. And so anyway, it's a visible supply chain. If you go on the website, you can sign up. They will ship it to you. You can add protein to your regular order or not. But multivitamins delivered to your door every month with free shipping always. You can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription anytime. If you don't love it within the first month, they'll refund you for the first order. Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual is offering listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/Titus to start your Ritual today. And they have them broken down like women, men, teens, and then there's like men 50 plus.
Like I'll grab the bottle sometimes and I'll pick up the woman one and I always feel like, oh, I don't want to grow boobs. But I don't know what's going to happen. It's just vitamins.
It won't happen.
I always said, woman, I can't. What happens?
So each one has what you need at these different life stages. So I love that. But anyway, ritual.com/Titus. You get 10% off in all the first 3 months. So back to Jay Leno.
So, I told the story. I opened the show with telling the story about when he slapped Zach when he did the episode of the show. By the way, you can go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube and watch the episode. I think it's called "The Pit and the Pendulum." It's the episode that Jay's on, and when you watch it, there's a scene where Jay is talking mad to Zach because he's our rival, and he kind of slaps Zach, and I'm like, hey, you don't do that. I do that, and I slap Zach. And then Jay's like, oh, yeah? And he slaps Zach, then I slap Zach.
But you're prat slapping Zach. You're not really hitting him.
Right. The difference is this. I was trained stage fighting a little bit because all the stunt guys I know, so I know what to do. Leno, on the other hand, doesn't know how to do this. So it's literally
Zach still is mad about this. He still talks about this.
That's the story I said. I said,
Did you?
So we got done with the show. Jay was great. Jay's really funny.
He slapped the shit out of Zach for the entire scene, right?
So yeah, we get done, and in the dressing room, I'm like, Leno was great, wasn't he? This is when the show was on a long time ago, and he goes, he slapped the shit out of me. He's really hitting me. I goes, really hitting me? He goes, yeah, he's really hitting me. What, a month ago they're at the house for dinner, we're just hanging out in the backyard talking, and I go, oh man, we had Jane Lynch was on the show, and we had David Hyde Pierce did the show. I remember Leonard did the show. Yeah, he slapped the shit out of me. Like, it's been
he's still wound up about it.
Years, he's still talking about
poor Z. He did how many? You didn't do takes. You were live, right? So you just went straight through it.
We would if someone screwed up. But the way we did Titus is and this is the show Salvation that.
But my point being that he couldn't stop.
No,
he just had
Zach's
to keep rolling with it.
Yeah, Zach just right, because we were filming in front of a live audience.
Right,
Zach couldn't be. Well, also Zach will go through. I mean, my buddy Tommy, when he did Breaking Bad, stuntman Tommy got punched by one of the actors and just kept going in the scene. So the actor said, "No, I can do the stunt," and which is, by the way, when an actor who doesn't know anything about stunts says, "I can do the stunt," you can't trust it because he punched stuntman Tommy. During Breaking Bad so hard. Tommy was like, and Tommy just went with it. Tommy went with it, and that's the one they use because it was real, because he actually punched him in the face.
Wow.
I got kicked in the face. One of the first independent films I ever did, we played a guy in it's called Crash Dive. Actress, I've said this before, they didn't have a stunt coordinator. They had a guy who saw a lot of real cool movies. Seen a lot of real cool movies. We'll do it. Remember in Die Hard, when the guy does this, we're going to do like that, except on a submarine. What? So in rehearsal, she kicked my hat off once, and then the guy goes, one more rehearsal. I was like, no, we're good. I think we got it. And she winds up and kicks me, and I saw it. I saw this Doc Martin coming up, and I snapped my head back as far as I could. And she caught it's this scar right here. Still have a scar. That scar on my eyebrow.
You bled?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, as evidenced by the news in the last couple of weeks, it's very important to have professional people on set.
Yes, you should
handle different departments.
Oh, again, that's why I don't understand the whole thing with the Alec Baldwin. There was a news report as I was coming over.
Alec Baldwin is what we're talking about.
There was a news report coming over. They said that it was what do they call it? They set it up. They said it was a setup. Like someone did it on purpose.
Who said?
So, it was a news report as I was
like
getting out of the car.
Someone put a real bullet.
Yes, they said there was sabatage. They said somebody.
Really?
It's just
I wondered about that, but I thought maybe I've watched too many
Matlock.
Yeah, detective
too
shows
much
like dun dun dun.
Too much major crimes.
Yeah. So I wondered about that because I had read that the IATSE camera people left the set that morning angrily and were told that they were going to be kicked off if they didn't leave, removed by security. So clearly it became very contentious. They were asking for what they should have gotten, like a hotel room in the same town and
time off, not working 24 hours at one
and
time.
Certain pay and things like that. And so it became contentious, and then the producers fairness. Kicked them off the set, and then they brought in non-union camera people. Well, I just thought it's an odd thing in major crimes. If that happened that morning, that means one of those people in major crimes planted the bullet before they left to really put a wrench in there.
Well, you just figured it out. That would be messed up, man. Because to do that, you would know that somebody was going to get shot. You would know. That would be
what if you didn't know that someone was going to get shot? Because you're never supposed... Zach and I were talking about this at the Halloween party.
Right.
You never put a gun, even empty, pointed at someone's face. No. And he goes, certainly not on a set. He was talking about how crazy armorers are on set. You were so mad at the guy on Special Unit, but Zach was saying it's like when he was talking about when he was on Resident Evil, how many chains of command that gun had to go through. 6 people had to confirm that it was empty. And then even when it was empty, Zach could rehearse, and then because I guess he comes in with a big gun or something, and and then they take it from him immediately.
Yeah,
and chain of command it back to the table, and that was empty.
And also, before they say action, like every armorer I've worked with, they'll come into the set. They go, all right, everybody, we have a live gun on set, and everything stops.
Yeah.
Everything's up. Then they show it to me. Then he goes, can you clear that? Acknowledge that's cleared, Mr. Titus?
That's what he was
I don't
saying.
see anything. Okay, I'm going to put a blank round in. Mr. Titus, examine that.
And then he said like 4 more people have to look and confirm
He goes,
that.
do you see that's a blank? Yes, I do. Okay, and then even if you're shooting into camera, they lock the camera down and get everybody the fuck away from it.
Right.
That's the weird part. Is like, why?
Even on special unit, they cleared the set.
Why would anybody let... First of all, Alec Baldwin, with his history,
He should know, but he should know because
he was
he's been
fucking
in a lot of
around
movies.
too. Yeah, but the director and the cinematographer are behind the camera. Lock it down. The director didn't need to be there. There's a monitor offset. There always is. We even on the low budget we did with special, we had a video village where the director goes over there, and so the camera's here. The cinematographer goes, all right, I got the shot, Mr. Baldwin, don't miss your mark. I'm leaving now.
Yeah,
camera's rolling. You walk over there, and then he points the gun at the camera. And guess what? If the worst happens, the camera gets broken.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a whole bunch of weird things,
Yeah, that's what I said. I tweeted.
You know that. Zach knows that. You would think Alec Baldwin would be like, hold on, guys. Are we checking this? How we should check this? But it's weird. But I
said that when it happened.
Again, if this is the closer or major crimes.
Oh, yeah.
One of those camera people.
One of the mad union guys.
Dun, dun, dun.
Went 1920s old school union guy. But that, like you said, I said that the first day. I said 8 people had to make mistakes for this to happen. It wasn't one mistake. This had to go through a chain of fuck ups to even get where we're at. And now
I didn't hear that. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, see if it might be a news story now. They said sabotage. Pull it up, see if it's sabotage, and then you can read about it. People like to hear stuff like that about us.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's been a weird news week, man. And everybody's.
It's the armorer's attorneys are speculating that sabotage occurred on set.
Put enough doubt into everybody's mind so the armorer doesn't go to jail forever.
She speculates that a disgruntled crew member mixed live rounds with dummy rounds. Well, who's carrying around live rounds in their pocket?
Also, who's not checking that before you hand the gun to the actor? You still had you were still the last person to hand it. Actually, the assistant director handed it to Baldwin. What are you doing? Like, I mean, it almost feels like a playground of children that were
That's
on the
what
set.
Zach said too. He was like, you don't hand it to different people.
No.
The same person, the armorer, shows it to these different people. They confirm verbally that they see that it's empty or that there's a blank being put into it. But this says that 4 different people handled it before he fired it. No, but it's her attorney saying that the bullets that their client, the armorer, who's a 24-year-old whose father got her the job because he's big in Hollywood, they're saying that the bullets that she loaded into the gun on the day of the shooting were taken from a box that was only supposed to contain dummy rounds that were incapable of firing. However, the ammunition was left unattended from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., which never would have happened. That armorer on special unit set, everything was locked. He would freak out if anyone even came near him.
That guy was hardcore. He was wearing a vest from Vietnam, a boonie hat.
They all are, though.
Yeah, but I didn't want that dude. I didn't want to make that guy mad. I didn't want... What?
But because they
awesome.
take their jobs so seriously, usually they're not 24-year-old.
Do we talk about
just out of college chicks whose dad got him the job? Usually it is these old, grizzled... Yeah. And they take it.
I seen a man get his leg blown off in the Nam, so you better listen to me. Remember when the squibs didn't go off?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how the entire set shut down?
Yeah.
And the actors were like, turn your face away. Remember that?
Yeah.
There was some stuff that went on.
Well, that's what I mean. But because he knows that he carries legal responsibility and liability if something goes wrong. His name is on this project as the armorer, so it just doesn't sound like she knew what she was doing at all.
She said she didn't. There was an interview she did earlier. She goes, "Yeah, I don't know. My dad got me the job." She's like, "There's an interview they played part of it where you realize, oh, this is a moron who actually has been given a job where people can be killed." And there was a thing on. I was watching CNN because I'm always watching CNN. they interviewed an armorer, and he showed the difference between. He goes, "There's a couple of different bullets. They have a real bullet, and the bullet's got a lead thing on the front of it, right? Because then it's got the primer and the powder, and then it's got another bullet that's fake, but it looks like a real bullet, but inside of it there's a BB, so it's empty. So you can do that. So you can use that for like close-up stuff." Then they showed a blank. The blank, it's just folded over on the top. There's no bullet on the end, so it's just paper and the powder. So there's no way you can actually go, I don't know how those got in there, because they don't look the same. They're not the same. So you're so dumb as an armorer, you didn't understand that when you loaded that gun, that you put a real bullet in it. Do you know what I mean? Like the blanks are different. They look different. So this is someone's going down for this, you know?
Oh, somebody, yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem...
They canceled the filming. They stopped it.
Yeah, well, Alec Baldwin finally pulled over because paparazzi was following. He's like hiding out somewhere, like I forget where, like Vermont or Maine or somewhere. And he's got his kids in the car, his wife. So they finally pull over and she's mad. His wife is like running her mouth the whole time, like, because we've got kids in the car. So he finally goes, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? Ask your questions. Go.
I didn't see this. Where was this?
And then leave me alone. It's really bad audio. I heard it in the car and he was pissed. And he goes, and then will you leave me alone because I got my kids crying in the car? And anyway, but he confirmed, no, we're not going to pick up production on that. Yeah, no. How could you go back to that? He was friends with her. Anyway.
Well, that makes me, it's the most callous thing in the world to be like, we've moved production to December. That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
We've given the family enough time to grieve. And
before we get back to do this thing.
We got to make this Western.
This low budget Western needs to get finished. I don't know, man. I feel bad. I feel bad for everybody on this thing. It's one of those things that nobody wanted to happen. And it is what it is. So, and who else sponsors the podcast?
Well,
I'm just going to roll into it.
Based on that last story, this episode also brought to you by ButcherBox. ButcherBox.
Wow. They kill the guy and you ring a butcher.
Another great pre-Christmas planning idea. I am here for this. I am doing this. I don't know. It might just be us for Christmas, which would be awesome. Whatever.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, imagine if there were no one. That's hard. Some people have no one.
We will invite someone who has no one if it's just us.
Okay, no family, you mean? So ButcherBox, you guys know that it is a box that comes to your house. It's curated by them or by you. You get to choose what goes in it, or you can choose some of their pre-selected boxes. They have everything. They have so many things on their website now, and it's so fun. It's like you get to get creative and learn new things and learn how to make new things. And so they have 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, wild-caught seafood, more. They have scallops sometimes. They have salmon chicken. Sometimes. They have lobster tails that fly off the shelves as soon as they get them.
Yeah, once you guys get signed up for it, check it like every week because new stuff comes up all the time. And it goes fast.
It's really cool. Yeah. We have 2 of the lobster tails in our freezer because it comes like vacuum sealed, packed fresh. It's frozen. So when I get it, I just put it right into the freezer.
In our old person freezer out in the garage.
Because we are those people.
We
now.
Keep food out there now.
Well, actually, we got a garage freezer when Donald Trump was president, and we were like, we're going to need to survive.
And when we subscribed to ButcherBox, we're like, we need to have, because now you just go out there, boom, and it's awesome.
When ButcherBox shows up, you feel rich. It's crazy.
You're right, we
and
got the boxes.
You spend so much less than you would going to the grocery store, and you don't have to go to the grocery store, but you open your freezer after you get it. It's like 9 to 11 pounds of meat, and you feel rich. Sorry, 8 to 14 pounds of meat, depending on what you choose. It's enough for 24 individual meals, and you just open it, and it's like, you can be creative, decide what you're going to make that night. And then if you have family there, then you're going to need this.
Yeah, we had more of it. It was opening a present. We got the box.
It's
we
fun.
Went there and you're like, oh. You were like, oh, look at those. Oh, let's put those over here.
Love it, love it, love it. And you don't have to leave your house.
How do they get it, Ray?
Skip the lines. Don't go wait in line for your Thanksgiving turkey this year, because this holiday, ButcherBox is proud to give new members a free turkey. The whole shaboozle, the free turkey. Go to butcherbox.com/Titus to sign up. That's butcherbox.com/Titus to receive a free turkey. in your first box. That's
I'm sorry,
insane.
what? Say that again.
A
What?
free turkey.
A turkey?
A free
turkey.
A whole free
So
turkey.
if you subscribe, you get a free turkey.
Do you know how much those cost?
Yes.
Yes, you
Especially
get.
now. Those turkeys all off the coast in boats now trying to get unloaded.
It's a lot.
Yeah, the turkey supply chain is really, really having trouble.
Well,
So
that's the other thing. Everybody's terrified about this supply chain situation. So this is a great answer. Get in now, though, because like everybody, they have a big customer base, I'm assuming, because when COVID really first hit, I was like, oh, I'm going to go, finagle the system because nobody can get meat right now. And I'm going to sign up for ButcherBox. And it was sold out.
Yeah.
They were taking care of their customers and not bringing in new ones at that time. And I was like, so now I have it. So go get it. Trust me. You'll be glad you did. Anyway.
What is going on with the supply chain? Are we doing better?
I don't know.
Because what I hate now, I've watched the news. I realized something. When the news was anti-Trump, I used to think, yeah, they're right. Now, no matter, they're not even like Biden's doing. We've got like almost 70% of the country vaccinated. We've got the 6.4% growth. We've added 4 million jobs. All this stuff's going on, and all they're saying is, well, his ratings are low. His ratings are dropping, and the more you say that, the more that happens. And I realize that the media has no fucking. They don't care who's president. They don't care. Yes, they will talk about whoever it is, but they never go, this is getting better. Things are getting better. And they're saying, no, they're still getting worse. Supply chain, inflation. Well, do you know why we have inflation? Because there's so much demand. People have money to buy stuff. That's why there's inflation. You have deflation when people are out of money and they're not buying anything, so things go cheaper, so people will buy stuff. When you have inflation, it means things are kicking ass. And so, but it's like amazing to me that the media.
Well, there is a problem, right? Everything costs too much right now. Everything's
because
up.
Because of COVID, everything stopped being produced. Then everybody got their jobs back and they had money to spend, and they have money to spend, and there's not enough goods for people. Like this all goes back to what happened. But when you're the guy in charge, it doesn't matter. It's the same how Trump claimed that unemployment was low because of him, but it only dropped 1 more point after he became president. Obama took it from.
Well, I know that everyone must be the sound bite on right-wing media, because like my dad keeps mentioning it to me, and Biden even said, something about how shipping, there were going to be massive shipping delays too. And
we have 100 ships sitting off the coast of California.
Yeah, so he did something about
24/7. They have 24/7 unloading and loading. Yep, they're just
but even like stupid stuff like the body lotion that I fell in love with, I finally found one that I loved. It's been a lifelong search.
This is unprecedented. I can't deal with this. Your legs are like sandpaper now.
Shut up. It's not. It's over because they can't get. I actually emailed the company. I was like, why don't you have? And they don't know if they'll ever have it back because my
calves are a desert.
They can't get the ingredients that they need, whatever it is. So yeah,
cars. They can't get computer chips for cars.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tesla procured a shipment, a whole bunch, because they knew it was coming. And so Tesla's still making cars, but like General Motors and Ford, they can't get computer chips to produce cars. So cars are more expensive because they don't have supply. So this will all shake out, but it's going to take a minute. What bothers me the most about all of it is that we have got to a place now where if anything goes wrong, we had 4 years, in my opinion, of total fuck up, and like literally things going wrong every day. And then it's like no one, and he's not even been president a year yet. And vaccines are like rolling out. We've procured enough for the entire country, and we're helping other countries because if the world doesn't get vaccinated, so he's getting the world vaccinated. On the world stage, we're becoming like we're not. No one's going like, oh shit, here they come. They're like, okay, all right, what do you got? He's trying to pass bills, and no one's helping. And I just go, he's not even been president. It's been 300 days, people. He's busting his ass. President Pop, I think, is doing a decent job, but he can't fall asleep at the UN. Do you see that video of him? No. He's sitting like this. He's like, they're talking, and he's like, and he just goes.
He was thinking. Like Ginsburg, remember falling asleep? That was awesome.
I didn't
see that, but he's older. And, grandma, she can fall asleep sitting up anywhere.
In mid-sentence.
No, she does not.
Depends
she
on which
motors.
opioid.
She motors everywhere. But when she's at home in her recliner, you turn on a Hallmark movie and she's out cold. Okay, here we go. She always has her mouth. That's why I have so many pictures of her like that. I told her I'm building a coffee table book. I've even done different angles. I've worked on my lighting. My sister I'll text it to my sister and she'll be like, bet you can't get closer. So I have some in gradual stages that get all the way under her nose. And then she always denies that she was asleep.
Yeah. Didn't we do that for a while? We were doing hotels. We were tour, and anytime someone would fall asleep in a public place, we made sure we got a picture of them.
I have some monstrous ones.
Risking getting your ass kicked every time.
Yeah,
we would do it.
I have some really good ones. It started on a flight with my sister, and that woman still wins.
She wins. Was this one?
Yes.
That one was asleep. We got to post that. We got to find that. Do you still have that?
Oh, of course I do.
Let's give it to Ken to edit into
I wanted
thing.
to do a coffee table book called Sleep.
Streep. S-R-E-E-P. Streep.
Streep. That was
I would buy
one.
that. Just people just sleeping in weird
It
positions.
would be awesome just to put on a coffee table.
But it's weird. Like if you're going to sleep we've got pictures of people sleeping in the lobby of a hotel on the couch. Like if you're going to sleep in public, you're in public.
That was a casino, right?
No, we were checking into a hotel. I want to say it was somewhere on the East Coast. We were checking into a hotel. No, it was Tacoma. We were checking the hotel Tacoma, and there was a dude sleeping on the couch. We were waiting in line. There's a dude just sleeping.
I forgot about him.
It's daytime, and you're just falling asleep. And I don't mean falling asleep sitting up. The dude, remember he was legs and curled up fetal position in public in the lobby of the hotel, bro.
My mom got me some when we were in Hawaii too. She got some pretty good ones in Hawaii. She got into it. She got some outside, and then it was an area in a shopping center, and all husbands were sitting there with boxes on their laps, like 5 of them in chairs surrounding each other, not talking. They were all asleep, because their wives were shopping.
Mom wanted to get involved because mom was going to be a star of that book.
Yeah, I have some headwinds of my mom. But grandma, really, I could do a whole book, an anthology of grandma sleep photos through the years.
Really?
Oh, I started shooting artistically through the dog's ears, backlit. My sister really encouraged me to get more creative and artistic.
The Ansel Adams of sleep photography.
I've got some really good ones of her. By the way, like I said, holidays are coming up, and it's going to be a time of eating everything in sight. And so best thing you can do right now is get into some sort of workout schedule to take care of your body and your mind and your heart and overall health. Because this episode brought to you by Fitbod.
Because it's not get in shape now, because it always seems more guilt-ridden and horrible after you've eaten.
That's the key. You have to get the habit now, because it's harder chasing it if you get behind.
But also lose the 5 and then put it back on.
Exactly.
And be cool.
And you don't feel as bad.
Right. Exactly. And again, you got to get the Fitbod app. Then you can actually check it and test it, and then so you lose the weight prior to everybody showing up with alcohol and cookies.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
And I know when I have eaten too much and I go if either I do a workout that morning, I don't feel so guilty about what I eat that afternoon during the holidays, or if I eat too much, I'll be like, I'm going to go do a quick workout, and it helps the pain that you're experiencing. So Fitbod, it's an app that you can download. I love that I can pick workouts that are tailored to my specific needs and goals, which you enter all of that information, and it tailors these workouts for you every day. It's so you're not doing the same exercises that you know how to do. It gives you new exercises. It gives you a place to go and watch to see how to do these exercises.
So you're sore in new places, which means it's working.
Exactly. You have your own personal trainer at home. You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to be in the gym. You can go outside, go in your backyard, go in your living room, whatever you have, and use this app, and it changes every day, and it's basically you with your own personal trainer. Personal trainers are insanely expensive. This is not. So you go in, you develop a program based on your body, your experience, your environment. They have an algorithm that uses data and analytics. It helps you build on your last workout to achieve maximum results. It's pretty awesome. You can go watch HD video tutorials. This app, if you sign up now, you get 25% off of your membership. So pick up the pace on your fitness journey with Fitbod today, and your future self will thank you. Your Christmas time self will thank you. Get 25% off your membership at fitbod.me/Titus. That's 25% off at fitbod.me/Titus.
I figured out my body fat percentage, and I'm within, especially for my age, 1,000. I'm excellent.
So this app, I just have to say this really quick. It's not part of the talking points. It's $9.99 a month, right?
Right.
For the year, it's $59.99 for the whole year.
Right.
And you get 25% off of that.
I paid more than that for one session with a trainer.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You get 25% off. So if you can do the $59.99, do that one because you save even more. You get 25% off, and that's for the whole year, and you're set. Then you have no excuse. And you enter what you have available too. So you can't be like, oh, I can't do today's workout because I don't have that barbell or whatever. It's all designed for you. So anyway.
Good. I like it.
I'm excited. Christmas is coming.
We have to go to Portland tomorrow.
Portland.
We're going to Portland?
Yep. Portland is going to be Thursday through Saturday.
How you feeling about your show?
Good.
I think your show this show that you're doing right now is one of my favorites. I out of the two. I mean, the bits are like, you know, you got depth, kid. You're going for depth. That's what I like about it. How brilliant am I?
You're super brilliant.
Thank you.
I thought we covered that earlier, though.
I don't know. We did.
Several times.
No, not on camera. We did.
That you were killing, remember? And you were bringing the house down in your new show.
Right.
Some of that was on, we stopped and you did a news interview.
Right.
For Portland.
Yeah.
So Portland, yeah, that's going to be a fun show. And then November 18th is Oshkosh, the Time Theater. November 19th through 21 is Milwaukee Improv, brand new club. And then the very next weekend, Friday, Saturday, you're going to do Cleveland Hilarities.
Just for 2 nights?
2 nights, yeah. Right after Thanksgiving. You did that. We did that but the year before COVID, I think. Right. And that was a fun weekend. We thought nobody's going to go out. Everybody came out. The shows were packed. Everybody wanted out of the house.
I think this year everybody's going to get the hell out too. I think everybody wants out.
We have Buffalo coming up, Pittsburgh coming up, San Jose. We got a bunch
San
of
Jose,
stuff
home. When
also,
is San Jose?
December. And don't forget.
San Jose, December.
We're doing our favorite run. We're doing Barrymore in Madison, Wisconsin on December 17th. We're ending the year at the Pantages in Minneapolis. That tour starts in Hobart, Indiana. We've never been there before at the Art Theater. So go check out ChristopherTitus.com for all those tour dates and stuff like that.
Yay. Guys, thanks for watching and listening to the Titus Podcast. Do me a favor. If you want to see any of my specials, COVID isn't quite over yet, so they're still up on YouTube. Go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube to see them. Or if you want to go to ChristopherTitus.com to get them, you can get the box sets. You can get our new tour t-shirt, which I love, by the way.
Yeah,
on the back,
your tour shirts are awesome.
And anything you need for there, you can also leave us a contact. If you have something you want us to talk about on the podcast, go ahead to the contact page and leave it there, and order the shirts, order the DVDs. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys at the shows. We're both boosted and vaccinated. So we're actually doing meet and greets again.
Masked.
Right? Yeah, masked. Right.
Yep.
So you only have to do makeup from...
No, because I got to go on stage without a mask on. Or else.
So at the end of the night, you're just going to come out with all rubbed off.
Yes, it does. It looks terrible.
It's like supermodel and then, hello!
I beg your pardon.
Thanks, guys. Listen, for myself, Lovely Bombshell and the Highlander who is not here today. Later.
Peace out.